Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Virtual Youth in Focus. I'm Samantha Kelly. I'm the executive director here, and super excited to be able to share our students' work with you. I'm sorry, my phone is ringing in the background. There's nothing I can do about that, so hopefully that's not too distracting. But we are, it's been almost a year. On Thursday, it will have been 1 year since we closed our office. Many of these students on the screen were with us for our winter 2020 session when we had to cancel right before our public presentation of their work at the end of the winter quarter last year. And this is the first time that we are now figuring out after a year how to present student work to you in a virtual capacity. Until it's safe for all of us to gather again and have cookies and punch and celebrate the amazing creativity of our young people. We are excited to bring you this virtual session. In just a minute, I'll turn it over to Isabel Dietz-Hartmann, who is our teacher for this awesome creative class, Memories, Dreams, and Reflections. You'll hear from Isabel and then get to see the students' work and hear directly from the students. But before we get started, I just want to thank everybody both in the class, to our students for tuning in with us, which has to be just the weirdest thing that you have now been virtual for a year with us, with school, with everything else. But I'm glad that we can stay connected, to our teaching artist, Isabel, to Raul, our community assistant, who has made sure that that virtual space is a space of inclusion and creativity, to Chris, who is driving the technology tonight. Thanks for being with us. And also, because it's been a minute since we've had an opportunity to publicly acknowledge, I just want to thank our sponsors for helping us keep this program alive and running during the pandemic: the Seattle Office of Arts and Culture, Washington State Arts Commission, For Culture, and Arts Fund. Thank you to our great partners who allow us to continue bringing creativity and the arts to our young people. So this isn't about me, this is about the students. Isabel, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I can't wait to see y'all's work. Thanks so much for being with us, everybody.
Thanks, Samantha. Hi, I'm Isabel. I'm the teaching artist, as Samantha said. It has been a very productive and class full of really amazing conversations, and this class is focused mainly on using our dreams and our imaginations to influence our artwork. So students were encouraged through writing prompts, class discussions, looking at different artists who were also inspired by their dreams and myths to create their own work. And as always, I am really proud of what everyone has done, and they all went just above and beyond what I could imagine to create really thoughtful work that brings in the meaning and the lessons of our class, and then also their own personal styles. So I'm really excited for us to listen to them, to hear what they have to say about their own work. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to our first student, who is Ginger. So Ginger, go ahead and take it away. And thank you again, everyone, for being here.
This is my self-portrait. So the assignment for this was we either photograph our past selves or our future selves, and I was like, oh, great opportunity for a diptych for 2 photos. And I part of the fun thing about this personally for me is I think these are 2 stages in my life, but it's not necessarily that either of them couldn't happen again or either of them haven't happened. Even when you're older, you could still play or do things that you would associate with being younger or a child, and vice versa. And I think that's something I want to capture. I liked this assignment. I like self-portraits, and they're both me. Oh, I think this photo is very quiet, which I think is a very interesting thing for me. I don't think there's a lot of energy or noise that comes through either of these photos, which is not true for me. I'm a very loud person usually, and I think that's something I capture in my photography that's very different to me in real life, and maybe also a moment in my life that I'm just more quiet than when I'm doing other things is when I'm taking photos, and that's something that's really nice to just sit in the moment and do my project and be able to be quiet. Yeah, that's it for this photo. I have another photo I'll share. This was our dream project, and this was a dream I had the night before class, and I was like, oh, I have to do this. I have to put this in my photo for class. So it's a mixture of photos I did take that morning and then some that I had prior on my phone that I kind of pulled. But I usually have very weird dreams, and usually one thing is multiple. So that's why I kind of wanted to convey with kind of the landscape, where it's both the sky and trees and this hallway. It's like so many things at once. And that's how usually my dreams are. They're either multiple things or they kind of mix. And it wasn't, I think it kind of turned out differently than I expected. The picture on the bottom is trees that I saw from an airplane when I was originally trying to just find from a different angle, but I stumbled upon this like green, and I think it looks really good in the way it messes with angles. And I think there are different sections. It's a fun thing that you can keep looking at and finding new things, and was based on a real dream of mine. So yeah, I was little, I was like playing in a community center, and I was playing with fairies. It was a very abstract dream. This is peek inside of my head on that night.
Awesome. Thanks, Ginger. Ginger, did you want to share anything from the collaborative project, or would you like to move on? Either is fine.
Sure. So this is we did a project where this was with Isabel, and I uploaded one, then she did, and then I did, and then she did, and it's kind of a like photo association. I really liked this project because it was really fun to see other people's ideas of how they kind of what they saw in your photo and what they saw as like the main thing that they copied. So this is the photo I uploaded first. Then was this one. Then this one. Then this was the fourth and final one. And I thought it was a lot of fun, especially then to see someone else's photos and get to interact with them.
Thank you, Ginger. That was awesome. Great work. The next person who's going to share is Denani. So Denani, if you want to go ahead and get started.
Hi, I'm Denani. First, I want to say it was a lot of fun this class. I got to really explore myself in my art sense. First image I want to look at is self-portrait. Okay. This photo was from the Future Past project. And I obviously went past, but I also wanted to this one was this is a very big photo for me, or like a very big assignment, because I usually don't show my face in my self-portraits. And in this one, my face is full center, I'm even smiling. And also I really explored myself and how comfortable I am just being, And so I wanted to just show how comfortable I am in my pose. We looked at an artist, a French artist, and their pose was they were so powerful in that pose, and I wanted to kind of mimic that. Initially, there was a different artist I was enthralled by, but I ended up just being super hooked on the French one. Forgot their name, but yeah. So this one is a past photo, and I used a vignette. I upped it to the max, made it white like an old TV show host, or I like the Three Stooges a lot, so this one reminds me of that show. But yeah, this one, I usually don't use color. I mean, wait, no, I use a lot of color. Color is my main thing. But this one, I didn't want to rely on color so much. I wanted to see if I could do a lot with black and white as well. And I didn't really do black and white because it's majority gray, which I really liked about it, actually. Yeah, this is a very big photo for me. I really wanted to make this one weird. And I also wanted to make it something you just had to look at for a while to just see every niche, the pose is normal, and the way I'm smiling is kind of cool, but I'm standing on a bed. That's so weird, right? And this is my mom's room, and that bed frame just matches the age really a lot. And yeah, I'm really proud of this one. My next photo was from the dream landscape one. I don't, it's really hard to remember dreams, but I did kind of remember a little bit of my dream, but I also kind of like used maybe my daydreams. I daydream a lot, and I wanted to use some of that in this project. This, to explain it a little, is so the background is like the same photo twice. So it's like, I don't know, like maybe it's two realities like collapsing on each other. Everything at this was like a collage. So everything is like something I just cut out and put in. So everything at the bottom, they're all different hats. And the red one is a boat. And there's a photo above the boat. And that's like what like everyone on the boat is thinking of. It's like a collective dream in the boat. There's two different suns. I feel like I could have done something cooler, but I'm really proud of the colors I captured with this one. Like I really went warm on this one, and I think I use a lot of green usually. Like I'm a big fan of Wes Anderson, and I wanted to see if I could do something in his kind of style. Or like, yeah. And then the last photo is from our collaborative project. Big fan of that project. Really like just up my art style a lot, I think. This one is from the collaborative project. I had this photo on the back burner for a while now. I just didn't know how to feel about it. And when I had to match it to my partner's photo, it just clicked for me, I think. And this photo, I really wanted to like just make a mood, I think. I really wanted to make something that like anyone could connect with. And I also, it's kind of like hard to tell what time of day it is. I actually don't remember what time of day this one was. The title of this one is Wintry Brown. But yeah, I didn't want to capture a lot, but also it's kind of blurry. Right now, I'm like really hooked on blurry photos, but it's also not so blurry that you don't know what's going on. And like, so there's something tangible that you can connect to, but then there's like a lot of just nothingness that you can fill up with your own mind. That's all from me. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Dan. Awesome work. Thank you for sharing.
Isabel, we have some comments from the audience. Should we read them out loud?
Let's take a pause and read some comments. That would be great. Thanks, Raul.
Yeah, we have some comments for Ginger during her show. Amy says, the one in the garage is interesting and makes me want to know more about what that's all about. We have Ginger, I really appreciate the layering and mixed perspectives in the dream work. Very different from the style of your self-portrait, magical. That's from Sandy. And also, I love that collaborative project. Very cool way to connect with one another. We have some more for Dan as well. For his self-portrait, we have one that says, this one says, Dan, to me so loudly. And then from Isabel, the inspiration for that picture was from Claude Cahoon, the artist. We have, this really does give me a feeling of the past, very mystical. The dream photos do really look otherworldly, and I'm loving these dream collage images.
Awesome. Thanks, Raul. Great to hear those comments from everyone. Again, thank you, Dan, for sharing. And we're going to move on to Ruby. So Ruby, if you'd like to share your screen.
Cool. So this is my self-portrait. As you've heard, it's past or future self. This is a little bit of both. You can see that is a traditional Korean dress from when I was younger. So that kind of represents the past for me. And this is just like, I don't know, I wanted to give a sort of chaotic vibe with this, because that's sort of how I'm feeling about the future, is like, there's just a lot of different ideas and feelings and emotions about like what I want to do as a career and like who I am as a person. So you'll see like a lot of conflicting things, just like in my personal area. Like I have the Purple Rain t-shirt, which represents like music for me, because music is a really big part of my life. You'll see like the pencil is kind of like supposed to be writing. I love to write. And some of the like drawing elements is like my graphic design interest. So there's like a lot of conflicting things here just to like represent the future and like all the things I want to do in the future. And yeah, I made it kind of grainy. You'll see like there's texture, there's grain. That's kind of like to represent or it's supposed to look like sort of an album cover or something. That's like what I was going for, is because, there's like an overarching music theme here. But yeah, I don't know. I really love like contrasting colors. You'll see like one corner is very yellow and the other is very cold and blue. And I don't know. There's like a lot here. You can interpret it in different ways, but it is just kind of representing of the future. Okay, so this is my dreamscape. This is sort of a combination of pictures I took from like the internet and also pictures I took on my phone. This is inspired by a real dream that I had where I was in a pool, sort of like a really weird pool that was really pretty on the bottom. It had like geodes all in it, and like you can see the like cathedral paintings are supposed to be like the pool. And I'm looking up at the sky, which you'll see the like sunset photos that I took, both of those. And then the geodes, that's a geode that I just took a picture of and kind of overlaid everything to make it look like a pool and like the sky. But yeah, I don't know. I did a lot of collaging with this and kind of just tried to make it look like a pool. But I really like how like dreamy and weird it is, because that's definitely how my dreams are. Like I have very vivid dreams, and it's like makes a lot of sense in the dream, and then like when you wake up you're like, that was really weird. So yeah, that's what I was going for here, is like sort of a dreamy vibe. I mean, it's a dream, so obviously. But yeah, I don't know, I really had fun with this because collaging is just really fun, especially with photos that you took, which is awesome. So yeah, that's my dream. And then this one is the collaborative. I did this with Georgia, who unfortunately could not be here. They took the first and third photo. I took the second and fourth photo. And with these, I mean, it was really fun to kind of like interact in a really weird, silent way, but like just with your photos. So the first two, I sort of tried to do like a complementary theme. The complementary color to blue is yellow. So I made something yellow in this one to complement the blue in their photo. And then with the second two, they obviously have Doc Martens in there and like some shoes. And so in mine, I also tried to do like the Doc Martens and sort of that like darker flash vibe. But I had a lot of fun with this as well. I've never done collaborative like projects like this, so this was really fun to do, and it's really cool like just to see what they will interpret from your photos, and vice versa. So yeah, that's all I got.
Beautiful, Ruby. Thank you so much. Raul, do you want to read some of the comments in the thread?
Amy says, so many emotions with this one, Ruby, in reference to your self-portrait. We also have from Sandy, love the color choices, bright from the past and more uncertain blue-back tones for the future. We have Amy saying, really pretty. I like the layers of photos and graphics. And also from Jen, I love the geode skyscape, in reference to the dream photo.
All right, next up, I believe we have Paloma on the same screen. So Paloma, whenever you're ready.
This is my dreamscape photo. It's kind of just like a big combination of like a bunch of photos that I took. The main theme is kind of like the dragons, which I made with origami. And the stars I also made with origami. And I thought it would be like nice to put them all together in like, a dreamy way. So I put those kind of like as the main part of the picture. And then the background is more of like pictures that I took like, just in different places of Seattle. Like the bottom is like obviously the Space Needle and just like that little landscape. And then the background is like a ferry and like a picture from our neighborhood, which was, kind of like, memory-ish. So I put those all together to form the dreamscape. This is my self-portrait. I chose to like add the 3 different elements of myself because it kind of gave it more depth. And also I chose to take it in a bathroom because when I was younger, I had like problems with anxiety and like, throwing up. So that's why it's in a bathroom. And like, that's why, kind of like a gloomy vibe over it. And like my face is kind of like, like out of it, just bored. So yeah. And also it's kind of just like darker because I like to take a lot of like darker photos. Yeah. The next photo. This is also from the collaborative thing. I really loved, like, I feel like everyone loved it, but I really loved doing it with the person I was doing it with because like we kind of really like complimented each other on like all of our photos. So he took the photo like to the right of this photo. He took this one and I really liked it and I liked the colors and the lighting in it. So I kind of wanted to go off of that and do like, a picture of like lights. So I chose to do like these street lights. So I went outside and took a couple pictures of that. And then like a cat started walking across the street and I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So I kind of like took a picture with the cat in the frame. And it's a little bit blurry because the quality wasn't really that good, but I think it adds like a nice like kind of vibe on it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Paloma. So much great work. And our last person today is Jay. Jay, whenever you're ready, feel free to share.
My first photo here is my self-portrait. And in this one, I was taking a picture of when I cut my hair when I was 7. So I chose this for my self-portrait because my long hair was a characteristic that most people remembered me by, and I didn't really want to like have that as a memorable characteristic anymore, and I wanted to I guess change in a way and start again. So this was a photo that was taken many years ago, and then I have another photo that was afterwards. So this one was after I cut my hair. So for my dreamscape, this is a dream I had where I was talking to myself and I was questioning my past self, and I wanted to I guess know more about who I wanted to be in the future. And so this was based on an actual dream I had. And I had another photo for the dreamscape. This one is about how my dreams are mostly like a journey and I'm always traveling. So these dreams can sometimes look blurry or clear depending on where I'm at because I'm mostly moving around. And so these dreams can sometimes be inspired by books or movies. So I had a lot of books laid out. And there's a starlight at the top of the photo where I had a lamp set out because it's usually nighttime in my dreams, so I had the picture taken at night. And then the next one is the collaboration. So I saw this photograph of a neighborhood with a post box, and I wasn't really sure how to respond to this one, so I took a picture of my neighborhood and I had a focus on the street lamp, or I guess the street sign at first. And so I took a photo of the construction that was outside. And then the next photo, I wasn't sure what that one was about. I thought it was a flame, so I thought it was like either a tire or some sort of like pot. So I tried to find a photo that also had fire in it so it would complement it, but it's actually a washing machine. This is a photo I took when it was snowing outside in Seattle, and so I was walking around the neighborhood and someone had a outdoor light still on, and so it looked really bright, so I wanted to take a photograph. So yeah, it's just a really bright blue light, and I thought it looked like a flame, so I took that photo in response.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jay. Awesome work. That concludes our class. Thank you. Samantha, I know you might have some exiting words, but I, again, just want to say a big thank you to all these students. I had so much fun getting to know you all a little bit better through your dreams, and appreciate you all showing up to class and just being really willing to be brave and participate and engage with each other. And that just is every teacher's dream. So I just appreciate you as one last thanks.
Yeah, I'll just echo that. Thank you to all of our students for sharing, for your bravery, for your creativity. Isabel, Raul, thank you so much for facilitating such creative work. I look forward to the day when we can all come back together in the Youth in Focus studio. But until then, thank you to our audience for joining us virtually. And we start another round of classes on Monday. And so in about 6 or 8 weeks, we'll have another opportunity to tune in and see more student work. So thanks, everybody. Have a great evening. And thanks again for sharing your work with us, everybody. Good night.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Everyone wants to hang on for a bit in the class just after we go off live. Do some gratitudes and goodbyes.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Sam. Thanks for being here. Bye, bye, attendees. Thanks for being here.